Hey, everybody! It's WCW Rewritten, episode 18. And I am here with the powers that be, also a degenerate, and also my brother. It is none other than the humanoid himself, Mr. Marcus D'Angelo. Marcus, welcome to your show, WCW Rewritten. How are you?
WCW Rewritten. We're back, guys. It's 1998 again. If you're new to the show, which it seems Tammy is saying that she is, let me update you guys. So we started back at Starrcade 1997, where shit started going off the rails for WCW when Hulk Hogan just wouldn't put Sting over clean for whatever stupid reason.
Ain't gonna work for me, brother.
And then, 1998 was still a good year, but there were some things that needed a little polish. So guess what? I started Starrcade 1997. We fixed that, and we've been fixing it ever since. And right now we're on the road to Spring Stampede 1998. We're at March 30th, 1998 from Monday Nitro. And guys, there's been some interesting shit going on. So Dominic, Bret Hart, and Eddie Guerrero are in the middle of a vicious feud. And Eddie Guerrero, maybe, but somebody hit Bret Hart with a card to try to stop him from making his match at Spring Stampede. So we haven't seen Bret in a week. Dominic, we've got the Wolfpack, who are not NWO right now. They're just the Wolfpack. And they're feuding with some of the older people in WCW, people like Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Known as the Gold Standard. That's the faction.
That's right. Goldberg is trying to capture the U.S. title from Brian Clark, who's now a member of NWO with Hulk Hogan, and that's all I feel like recapping right now. If you are unfamiliar with
Marcus, there's a new member of the NWO too.
Oh, that's right. We brought in Sid. He was working the Indies around this time in 1998, so he showed up at the last pay-per-view, screwed Sting out of his World Heavyweight Championship, and now Hollywood Hogan is holding the gold again. So if you guys need to catch up any further, by all means, go back and listen in the archives. We've only done 18 episodes or something.
18 episodes are about an hour long a piece at most, typically.
For the most part, we keep them tight, not nearly an hour. So we go back and listen. It's entertaining. It's fun. I'm having a great time doing it.
Mark is doing a great job.
Hey, man, it's like a soap opera. You can jump in any time, and you'll pick it up. Don't worry.
Yeah. Victor Newman, that shit.
That's right.
What was I gonna say, Marcus? And before we get into this, the talk on Twitter today. I know we make these timeless, but the talk on Twitter today was some fan just said Eddie Guerrero was a B+ wrestler. Now we know that's all high mark bullshit because Eddie is great and Eddie's always been great. So, but I am just astounded that not that astounded because it is Twitter, but wrestling Twitter blew up on this and everybody went to Eddie's defense. It's not like fucking the ghost of Lou Thez rose from the grave and said Eddie Guerrero's a B+ player. It's some Joe Schmo on fucking Twitter.
It's just some dude. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care what this douche thinks. Hell, he might not even be a douche. He just might be a naive younger fan that doesn't know shit.
Honestly, probably is. Probably a guy who watched one Eddie Guerrero match and is like, I'm confident in making an assessment now. So let's calm the jets a little bit, cool those jets when it comes to wrestling opinions. Because hey, man, wrestling is super subjective. We can all like whatever we want to like. I love Kevin Nash. People trash Kevin Nash all the time, say he sucked in the ring, didn't care about pro wrestling. I disagree. I love Kevin Nash. I think he's one of the greatest big guys to ever be in the ring. He was engaging. He could be dangerous. He was a joy to watch.
Cool. He was cool.
Cool. Yeah, so I don't know. To me, Kevin Nash is where it's at, brother. But in any case, Dominic, you go ahead and do a recap of what actually happened at the March 30th, 1998 Nitro, and then we'll jump into my version.
Now, let me mind you, now for you new listeners like Tammy here, this has nothing to do with what Marcus is booking. I'm just telling you what actually happened on the show that he is booking right now, just so you can get a gauge of how different it is and where things are standing. So yes, as Marcus said, this was March 30th, 1998, WCW Nitro. Marcus, where did this happen at?
Dominic, this took place in Sioux Falls.
No, close though. Because Sioux Falls is in Iowa, right?
I think it's Illinois. I don't know. No, it's Sioux Falls, Iowa. You're right.
Okay. So you're close because it's Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, hey, not bad.
At the United Center. So big show. Marcus, friends of the show, High Voltage versus Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom ended in a no contest. Wow. Wow, that's
You know what's funny is I didn't even look at this that program from 3:30, the one that actually happened, and Enos and Bloom are on this program.
how about that, huh?
That's weird.
Perry Saturn defeated Fit Finley. Chris Jericho, the Cruiserweight Champion, defeated Marcus. Wow, you booked this match a while ago. This actually happened. This match actually happened. Marty Jannetty for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Hey, how about that?
Jeez.
By the way, Marty Jannetty's on this show.
What?
Isn't that weird?
Prince Ikea, your boy, defeated Glacier. Juventud Guerrera defeated Jam Up Guy El Dandy.
Jeez, Prince Ikea versus Glacier. That would be the time if I'd take a leak or a shit. That would be when I got up.
Chavo Guerrero Jr. defeated Kaz Hayashi. Buff the Stuff Bagwell with Scott Norton versus Raven ended in a no contest. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Mark. Billy Kidman.
It was a cat situation.
Defeated Disco Inferno. Jim Neidhart defeated Kurt Hennig with Rick Rude via DQ. Booker T and Chris Benoit went to another time limit draw. I think that happened last week too, actually. Time limit draw for the WCW Television Championship. Psychosis versus Ultimo Dragon ended in no contest. Jeez, a lot of no contests here in this.
That was one of the big problems with WCW.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff said that recently. He's like, nobody knows how to book a finish here, and that's why he brought in Johnny Ace. Bill Goldberg defeated Ray Traylor, a.k.a. the Big Boss Man. Marcus's two favorites at the time, a young Marcus would have fat chubby Marcus's jowls would have flapped with joy as he watched Kevin Nash and Randy Savage defeat Lex Luger and Sting.
Oh my.
And then in the main event, Roddy Piper defeated Hulk Hogan via DQ.
Rodney the Piper. We haven't seen him since he was defeated at Sold Out by Eddie
Guerrero, which was a great match. Well booked. Marcus, how did you book this episode of WCW Rewritten?
All right, guys. Again, this is March 30th, 1998. Fire rolls down the street. Shit is exploding, and Shivani is going nuts as we are live on Nitro. We are just 3 weeks away from Spring Stampede, and things in WCW are heating up. Dominic, the Gold Standard theme plays, which we still don't know what it is. We were going to take a vote on that at some point, I think, but yeah. I don't know what their theme is, but it's playing.
It's got to be something classic, like classic rock that
like really, Frank Sinatra.
Well, My Way. You could do My Way. That's life. I don't know.
Nope. Those are all terrible suggestions. And out come Tully Blanchard and Dean Malenko. They are all business ahead of their match with Dominic, Mike Enos, and Wayne Bloom.
Wow, kicking it off. But serendipity, Marcus. Just the electricity was in the air between you and reality.
Dom Nesha thinks Backstreet Boys for the Gold Standard, and hey, they were hot in the '90s. Come on now.
Yeah, but we're talking about the gold.
She also said Glacier should be shooting ice like Sub-Zero, which honestly might not have hurt the character. He was already fucked by.
Imagine if he came out with an ice tray and just chucked it at folks.
That would be quite something.
It would be really impressive.
All right, so Dominic, I think that this match would have been a low-key Matt Classic because Wayne Bloom and Mike Enos are both awesome performers. Then you've got Tully Blanchard and Dean Malenko, who are kind of legitimately the gold standard in professional wrestling at the time. So yeah, I think this could have been a really good old-school match. In the end, Blanchard is going to get the win, hitting Bloom with his slingshot suplex for the victory. Following the match, the Outsiders are going to come from the back, making their classic mocking faces toward Malenko and Tully. And guess what, Dominic? Scott Hall has the mic.
Uh-oh. Oh, I can read. No, you're Rita's Hall. You're Hall.
You shut your mouth. Hey, yo. You two jabronis think beating those two means anything to us? At Spring Stampede, you two losers are stepping in the ring with the Wolfpack, and you've got nothing but a bunch of old fossils to back you up. That tag team championship shot is ours, and if you really take a hard look in the mirror, I think you both know it. By the way, that's a 10-man tag team match between the Wolfpack and the Gold Standard, so it's going to be a banger of a match.
I'm excited.
Kevin Nash goes next. Are you going to be Kevin Nash?
Oh, yeah. You know what I see when I look at you two? An old man and a vanilla midget who don't belong in the ring with two giants like the Outsiders, and damn sure don't deserve to have titles wrapped around your waist. You think you can hang with the best in the wrestling world? Prove it. Bring your best to Spring Stampede, and the Outsiders will show you that the best has never been good enough.
I'll tell you what, Dominic, that read was a combination of like Harry Connick Jr. and Kevin Nash.
There we go.
Ready or Not plays, and we end the segment with Malenko and Blanchard scowling toward the exiting outsiders with grim determination on their faces. All right, up next, we find ourselves backstage where Eddie Guerrero has just arrived at the building. Hector Garza is carrying his bag for him as he leads his guys into the arena with a smug look on his face. Tony tells us that he is scheduled to wrestle here tonight. We go to a break. When we return, our WCW US champion Brian Clark is making his way to the ring. His opponent tonight is Ming, who awaits him. Yes. This match doesn't have to be long, Dominic. It shouldn't be long, probably. Ming will start hot, but Clark is just going to overtake him with size and strength. And I want Clark to wind up basically mauling Ming by the end of the match, just like kicking his ass, which you don't really get to see a lot with Ming. But I want Clark to get a clean victory here and just whoop that ass.
Man.
After he pins him with the death penalty, Clark is going to pick him up and plant him with another one. Then he's picking him up for a third. Barbarian is going to do a run-in, and Clark is going to smash him in the face with a boot before planting him with a death penalty. Clark yells at Pinzer to get him a mic. So I'm putting Clark over strong here. He's looking like a bad motherfucker.
Damn.
Tammy's enjoying this so far. Thanks, Tammy. I'm glad you can join us. Nesha, of course, awesome to have you here. James, we didn't even acknowledge him.
I know, right?
He's feeling Britney Spears here for the gold standard. Fuck it, let's do it. I mean, if you could get the rights to that song, it would have been a big deal back then.
Yeah, geez, Hit Me Baby one more time. I think that's the only one that would have been out maybe at this point. I don't know.
Anyways, he's Brian Clark has a mic. I hope you're watching, Goldberg. I hope you're watching damn close, because what I just did to these two men is child's play compared to what you have coming. You insult me by acting like you belong in the ring with me, and then last week you have the nerve to blindside me in the back. I don't think so. Shivani points out that Clark attacked Goldberg from behind last week, and Goldberg simply retaliated. You've opened Pandora's box, Bill, and you've unleashed hell. I'll see you at Spring Stampede, and you can bet that I'm going to make sure you suffer. Clark throws down the mic, and Shivani tells us that this match is going to be two unstoppable forces colliding.
My goodness.
All right, let's read a couple of these here. James, off topic, but who's your 90s celebrity crush, and why was it Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Marcus, who was yours? I don't know who yours was.
Well, I was a kid in the 90s, obviously, so I found Topanga.
Baby Ruth.
I liked Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years. And I like Topanga from Boy Meets World. Both shows that had the Savage Brothers in them. Is there a connection?
Wow.
You be the judge.
Is it Marcus Savage? The bastard child.
And I looked like a Savage Brother when I was a kid, by the way. Just a much chubbier version. The chubby non-famous version. The Savage Brother.
The Lance Von Erich of the Savage Brothers.
I'll tell you what, a Savage Mark from Dominic.
Mine was J-Lo. I liked Jennifer Lopez a lot.
I'll tell you, a little mature for you there, Dom.
What do you mean?
She was a little too old for you at the time.
She would have been intimidated by awkward 13-year-old Dominic. Let me just say
I'm certain. Dominic from the other side of the fence. Nesha was a Lance Bass guy.
Oh, how about that?
Lance Bass girl, for crying out loud. Man, Ryder Strong. She liked him from Boy Meets World too. He was a real dreamboat.
Was that Sean? Who was that?
Yeah, that's Sean with his flippy hair.
I never liked Eric. I thought Eric was a pain in the ass. Older brother Eric.
Hey, what the fuck are we talking about? Let's go ahead and move back into WCW.
Hey, Jason says when he was hot, though.
When he was hot. Thank you for acknowledging that, Jason.
How about it? And she's like a mathlete, too.
And Jason and James was a fan of my picks. No, actually, these kind of like sidebars are one of the things that makes these podcasts fun. I love going off on stupid little side notes.
Who was your man crush? Celebrity man crush.
Troy Aikman.
Okay, that's a good one.
Kevin Nash.
Bob Barker was mine.
Super weird. All right. All right. After a quick promo for Spring Stampede, we're back. Shivani announces that the main event for the evening has been set. Sting will face Scott Norton in singles action.
Oh, shit.
Dom, next up, Raven's theme hits, and Billy Kidman is making his way to the ring, scratching himself for whatever reason. I always thought that gimmick was weird. He was like, does he not bathe?
Is he on meth?
Is that the idea? Yeah.
Meth? I think not bathing was the one.
I always thought, yeah, I think he's just supposed to be unclean, an unclean dude, which is making him itchy.
I didn't know the side effects of meth when I was that age, so but now I'm well-rounded in the drug.
Rick, you're about to get some heat with me, pal. Saying that Troy Aikman also had man crushes back in the day. He's a married man. Tammy, though, real quick, she's asking, do we like Roman Reigns or dislike him? I like him as a heel. I think the fact that he's heel has been really good for his career.
I like Roman Reigns. Obviously they didn't push him properly in WWE initially. They really tried to push him, but overall, I like him. I think he's just smart for the business. His family's in the business. He's loves the business, so I like Reigns, and he's doing great work right now. So, yep.
All right, Dom.
Okay, just to tie this in just a little bit, Marcus, how would you utilize Roman Reigns in WCW back in?
Well, he'd have to be a top guy. He's got an incredible look, and he's good on the mic. So yeah, I think he'd be a top guy. And honestly, in this version of WCW, he would almost kind of have to be a babyface.
Would you align him though? Because I mean, you think about it. Hogan needed a rub after like the Wolfpack was gone.
I think I'd bring him in as a strong babyface and kind of have him running opposite Bill Goldberg, where like eventually these two have to meet. Even though they're both baby faces.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want him? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I guess. I don't know. I would have liked to see him in the NWO without Hogan. And if in your universe, Nash and Hall separate, like Wolfpack versus Roman Reigns and Hulk Hogan.
One more, and then we'll jump back into this. Do you think John Cena is going heel? I heard an interesting theory about John Cena, and that was that he came out and gave the too sweet whenever he came back, and some people are saying that he's like under the spell of Bray Wyatt still, and so he's coming back to destroy Roman Reigns for Bray Wyatt, which I think is a fascinating idea, but I don't think it's the case.
I don't like it. Yeah, that's your top star under somebody's spell. You don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, probably not, but honestly, we've never seen anything like it before, so I think it's interesting.
It's interesting, but I don't like it.
All right, anyways, Billy Kidman came out and scratched himself, and it's weird. The crowd erupts as his opponent's theme hits. Dominic, it's DDP.
Bang, baby.
Paige runs to the ring, and we're jump-starting this match. Paige is going to get on Kidman early and maintain a nice advantage before Kidman cheats and gets the upper hand. I'm going to give this match like a solid 12 to 15 minutes before the end of hour one. In the end, Kidman is going to have DDP down, and it's looking like he might hit the 7-year itch. He's headed to the top rope, but DDP is going to get up to his feet, pick him up in a fireman's carry, spin him, and then bang, drop him with the diamond cutter.
I like it.
For the win. So immediately following the match, Riggs is going to come down the ramp for a run-in, but Paige is going to back body drop him over the top rope. Kanyon will appear at the top of the ramp, and DDP is going to indicate for him to bring it the fuck on, pal. He's standing there like, come on then. Behind Kanyon, Mongo will appear. He's not wearing an eye patch anymore, Dominic. That gimmick is done. That gimmick is over. It's run its course.
I love the eye patch on Mongo.
But yeah, by the way, Mongo and Kanyon have a thing going on right now. It's a loser leaves town match at Spring Stampede. Who's leaving WCW? Who's going to leave, Dom?
Make me nervous with that.
Kanyon's going to sense that somebody's behind him and do the slow turn thing, the classic spot in pro wrestling and just in life in general, where he does that slow turnaround. And Mongo's going to drop him with one punch and walk off with a grin on his face. In the meantime, Raven is slid in behind DDP, and he's wielding a chair. As he's waiting for Paige to turn, though, Booker T comes through the crowd in street clothes, turns Raven around, and thrust kicks the dog shit out of him. Raven drops the chair and stumbles away right into a diamond cutter from Paige. DDP and Booker are going to fist bump, and Paige gets a mic. He stands over Raven as he addresses the flock. I'm just as damn sick and tired of this crap as Booker and Mongo. You guys want to play the numbers game? That doesn't scare me for a second. At Spring Stampede, I want Kidman again, but not alone. Riggs, you want to try me too? You got it, monkey. I'm ready to put myself in front of both of you in a handicap match. And Raven, if there's anything left of you when Booker's done, you'll be the next one to feel the bang. DDP drops the mic, and that's the end of hour one.
All right. Good.
All right.
Rock solid first hour.
Thank you.
Marcus, get some plugs in. Let me check on my dog real quick.
Yeah. So we just mentioned on the other podcast, so sorry if you're joining us on both. But you can follow this podcast at WCW Rewritten on Twitter. You can follow me, Marcus D'Angelo, on Twitter at Marcus P. D'Angelo. You can follow my slapdick brother over there, Dominic, who's checking on his dog at Dominic D'Angelo. And by the way, guys, if you weren't in the other podcast, we also do a rundown every single week of AEW Dynamite. We always try to go live so we can interact with people just like we are right now. And that's called Two Dynamite Dudes with Attitude. And you can follow that one on Twitter at Two Dynamite Dudes. We always have a lot of fun in these chats, so I'm really glad to have you guys here. All right, let's jump back in here, Dominic. You ready?
Yes, Rose is ready too.
Rose is ready. All right, hour two. We open up hour two with a bang as Eddie Guerrero heads to the ring. His opponent tonight is none other, Dominic, than Marty Jannetty.
Wait, is Chris Jericho versus Marty Jannetty?
No, it's Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving these 20 minutes, man. Marty might not have been what he once was by this time, but he was still damn good. And Guerrero was awesome, despite what a random human on the internet says. Guerrero could have had a decent match with the Yeti. I'm sure of it.
The Yeti, he could have had a decent match with just a Yappa Pie strap.
Put
Judy Bagwell, he could have had it with anybody.
Put Dave Pinzer in there. He'll have a decent match with him.
Doug Dillinger?
Sure, why not?
Ralphus?
We'll run through a commercial break during this match, but by the time we reach the finish, Guerrero is going to nail his frog splash for a clean victory. A clean victory. What's up?
It says Marty highly gassed after 5 minutes.
No question about it. And I'm picturing Marty Jannetty literally putting out a cigarette right before he goes through the curtain.
He's like, oh, hold on.
But yeah, Eddie's gonna get a clean victory over Marty here with the frog splash. And when he heads back up the ramp, Mean Gene is gonna be waiting for him. Dominic, I can hear my own voice.
I don't know why.
Maybe I'm just too close to the mic. I don't know.
Maybe that's it. Is it very bad?
Hey, fuck it, man. Let's roll on.
Hold on, I gotta pull up. If I'm Mean Gene, I gotta pull up the thing here. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
All right, Eddie Guerrero. I must admit, you looked impressive so far in 1998, and tonight was no exception. Are you ready yet to admit that you struck Bret Hart with a vehicle 2 weeks ago and put your bout with him at Spring Stampede in jeopardy?
Gene, you should be ashamed of yourself. I did not and would not ever hit someone with a car. Eddie is grinning. I'm real sorry to hear that Bret might not be able to make our match at Spring Stampede, because I was looking forward to. Just then, Bret Hart comes out of the curtain wearing a hockey jersey, and he nails Eddie from
What
behind.
hockey jersey, Marcus? You have to be specific here.
It's gonna have to be the Hitman, Dominic, of course.
Okay. Yes.
Bret whoops Eddie's ass to the back, and we take another break. So Bret Hart is back. He's hurting though. I didn't mention he's wearing a hockey jersey, but you can't see, but his ribs are broken from last week when he got struck with that car. Yeah, Jason is saying it was echoing. Hopefully it's still not. Rick is saying Marty is plugging those cool menthol during the commercials.
That might be our next sponsor for the pay-per-view.
Cool menthol. I could also see him smoking Noops backstage.
Which one's the lady cigarettes that are real long?
Oh, like the Virginia Slims or whatever.
Those are in desperate times.
I'm picturing Marty like just huffing or smoking a cigarette, and then somebody's like, "Dude, you're on." He's like, "Oh fuck!" He just like flings a cigarette. Oh shit. All right. So
Jason, let us know if it's still echoing too.
Yeah, I'll just hold the mic away from me a little bit. So Tammy is saying, I think that she's talking about Roman Reigns still. She doesn't like him because he's beating up people and just cares about himself. But before he cared about people, but now he does not, and she's not crazy about him.
She likes my dog though. She likes Rosa.
Well, who could not like Rosa, for crying out loud?
Right.
All right. Next up, we've got Lex Luger taking on Barry Darsow. Yeah, love Barry Darsow, the former Repo Man. Nothing spectacular about this match. It's just basically a 5-minute enhancement for Lex Luger. He's going to win with the torture rack. The real action happens after the match when we take the cameras backstage and find Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner leaning on a red Corvette. He begins to talk to Lex.
I'm Scott Marcus.
Yeah, there's a typo right at the top, so
know.
please come on, get your shit together, Dom.
That's you that wrote this shit.
I know.
Nice match, Lex. Almost as nice as this Corvette here. This yours, isn't it? All your hard work really paid off, huh? Well, just to remind you, well, just to remind you, no matter how hard you work, there's always somebody out there who's better, who can take everything away. And for you, that guy's Big Papa Spump, Scott Steiner.
I'll tell you what, you read that just like Scott Steiner probably would have said it. Just way too fast, stumbling over words.
I truly channeled Scott that time.
Scott grabs a crowbar and starts breaking out all the windows and lights of the Corvette. Lex has been given word by the ref, and he makes a beeline for the back. Steiner flattens every tire, then gets into a running caddy and peels out. We end the segment with Lex finally arriving at the car and looking furious.
Wow, Mark, you really made an error there too in spelling Lex's name.
Yeah, I've fucked up a few times. I mean, I'm
rating sixes. You wrote this one.
I'm rating at a rapid pace, Dominic. Hey, a lot of dog lovers in here right now. Nesha's got her dog Lily, Chihuahua. Tammy's got a puppy named Chloe. That's cool, man. I've only got a cat.
Oh yeah, you only got the one cat there. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, James, thanks for plugging our social media stuff.
And you spelled my name right. That's how you spell
it. Dominic, Rick is making quite an allegation here. Did you say Big Papa Spunk?
Oh my goodness. That's on the other podcast that I do. That's an OnlyFans podcast though. So
okay, yeah, subscribe to Dom's OnlyFans. That's Dom's name. That's Dom's handle on his OnlyFans.
Big Papa Spunk on OnlyFans. That's how you get real good content on that. I'm bald, so I rub certain foods on my head. That's my big catch.
I'll tell you what, there's a niche. There's a niche for that.
There is. Hey, there's a thing for everybody here.
I'm getting grossed out, dude.
I'm in too.
All right, so next up, we have a return to action for 6. Dom Waltman is finally going to have a match. He's taking on none other than Steven Regal of the Gold Standard. 6 is going to come to the ring with Hennigan Rude, and Regal will counter him by bringing Arn Anderson and Dusty Rhodes as his backup.
Yes, daddy. Coming off with Steven.
Yes, baby.
Got to help that super Brit there. Working it.
All right. I'm giving these two a long segment here. Both are exceptional workers, so I'm picturing like a fast-paced catch wrestling match. The Wolfpack members are going to try to interfere off and only to be chased off by Dusty and Arn. Near the finish, 6 is going to have the advantage over Regal, but he'll get distracted by Dusty, who's mocking him on the outside. 6 is going to hit the ropes and baseball slide the fucking shit out of Dusty Rhodes.
Damn it.
And I'm picturing Dusty just falling right on his ass.
Damn.
Regal's going to drop toe hold 6 when he turns around and hook him with his modified STF, trying to get it. That's his finisher. I can't remember what he calls it. I think it's just the Regal lock.
Regal clutch, wasn't it, or something like that?
Shit.
Regal stretch, I think.
Some shit like that. Hennigan Rude, they've seen enough though, and they're going to jump in the ring and beat Regal's ass for a DQ. So I don't do a lot of DQs, but sometimes they are necessary in pro wrestling. WCW did like fucking 10 of them a week, felt like.
Nesha, Dusty does not have the polka dots. Marcus,
no. This is tucked in denim shirt, Dusty.
Now, I would not mind Dusty maybe wearing like a bandana with the tucked in denim, just to liven it up a little bit.
No, dude, the bandana is strictly for if he's scheduled for a match. That's when he pops that motherfucker on. Keep the sweat out of his eyes.
That's right, Daddy. That's right.
All right. Anyways. Yeah, so they're going to beat Regal's ass for the DQ. Arn is going to jump in and try to help, but the numbers are just going to be too much. So we'll go to commercial with every member of the Gold Standard left laying as the Wolfpack leaves with arms raised.
Ooh. Hey, real quick, Marcus, let's read a couple of these. Lex Luger was name dropped in so many times in the rap songs in the 90s. Was he?
I believe it. Yeah. I mean,
name a couple. I'm interested. I always like hearing rap songs name dropping wrestlers like Outkast name drop Dusty Rhodes. There's the other one. Wu-Tang dropped. Oh my gosh, who was it? Ken Patera in there.
Well, James, if you can come up with those songs, let us know. Maybe that'll be the Gold Standards theme.
Oh my god, could you imagine them coming up? Man, that would give them some fucking cred right there, Marcus.
Maybe we should have them come out to like Wu-Tang or something.
Oh man, you could bring the ruckus. You'd have to bleep a lot of that out, but that would be pretty damn good too. Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's going to work.
What else was I going to say here? Oh, James, I think, is trying to encourage Rich to subscribe to my OnlyFans. Rich, I can't give you a discount, but let me say I will be cheaper than Sunny's OnlyFans, as she's charging $26.99 a month.
$26.99 a month.
A month. And Marcus, for how OnlyFans work, this is out of character, or what is it? This is a shoot here. From what I understand, how OnlyFans work is like you subscribe, but sometimes they have videos on there that you still have to pay for. So you get their you get access to their content, but you still have to pay for their content. So Sunny is making hand over fist here with money. It's
rumor has it before she went to prison, she was making over six figures just doing that stuff.
Marcus, I think she, like, according to her subscription, last time I checked, was almost near 2,000. And so she's doing that. If people are paying that like a month, $26.99, dude, that's a lot of dough. I figured it out to $500,000 a year.
She's doing all right.
Yes.
And good for her, man. I don't like seeing when former wrestlers or wrestling personalities struggle after their career is finished. So hey, if she can make some money, by all means, do it.
And whatever. I'm not going to fault anybody for that stuff,
All right, hey Dom, Rick is offering up $3 and change. Nesh just saying $2. She's low bidding.
Take it. Yep.
Fucking whatever.
Come on in.
Just send me a sandwich.
Yeah, a sandwich. Hey, yeah, it's just something. Even if you just correspond with me via letters.
Sorry. Anyways, all right, we're finally at the main event, and Sting is scheduled to face Scott Norton. The NWO music hits, and Norton is joined by Hogan, Sid, Bischoff, and Bryan Adams. When they get to the ring, Bischoff holds the mic for Hogan.
Oh! I got to talk to Hogan.
Yeah, by all means.
I got to read some more rap comments here. Okay. Sting, you coward, dude. Last week you kidnapped Eazy-E, and then you took the coward's out way and attacked me and Big Sid here with your baseball bat. Well, as you can see, brother, we aren't leaving anything to chance this week. Bring your sorry butt out here, Jack, and take the ass whooping you deserve.
All right, so Sting's music hits, and we get a major pop. NWO members are looking toward the rafters and all over the arena trying to find Sting, ready to gang up on him and beat him down. Referee Mark Curtis is in the ring with the NWO, and he's doing everything he can to make the NWO members leave so we can just have a damn match. Suddenly, Sting's music cuts off and the arena goes black. When the lights come back on, the NWO is in the ring face to face with 10 men, all wearing Sting masks with trench coats and long black hair. None of them are identifiable from the others. All of them are pointing bats at the NWO members. Hogan and the crew all look terrified, and they start to back off. They begin piling out of the ring. Norton is last, and as he's stepping through the ropes, one of the masked men comes forward, grabs him by the tights, pulls him back in, and nails him with the Scorpion Death Drop. The man pulls off the mask and reveals himself to be the real Sting. The other Stings get out of the ring to keep the NWO members at bay as Mark Curtis rings the bell and Sting covers Norton for the victory. We go off the air with Hogan looking furious as he and the crew are backed up the ramp by the army of Stings.
Oh my.
Sting really getting a one-uppage there.
Yeah. Well, I like it from a story perspective. I think that's well executed, Marcus. But Scott Norton getting a quick pinfall there. I'm not a big fan of that. I want a rematch. I would like a rematch.
Well, I was kind of thinking about cost versus benefit here, where it's like, okay, what's more beneficial for perpetuating the storyline? Is it going to be like this cool spot where we've got like a small army of Stings, or a match for Sting where he just goes over Scott Norton, which we all know is going to happen anyways? I was like, let's actually make a decent storyline here.
Well, and from that perspective, you're not necessarily like burying Norton either. You know what I mean?
Rick feels that Norman Smiley is one of the imposter Stings, and I co-sign that.
Okay, yeah, we can get behind that.
Absolutely.
Marcus, are you going to incorporate Norman Smiley here sometime soon?
Probably eventually. We'll see how it goes. I also think Craig Pittman was going to be one of the fake Stings here. Oh, so I'm trying to think of other talent that were out and about. Jerry Flynn, absolutely one of the fake Stings.
He's definitely in there with Sting.
No question.
You got to have Van Hammer. I know we strictly a no Van Hammer rule here. But
yeah, I've been having Van Hammer kind of just like clean the garbage cans in the back, but he can come out for this spot.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good Lodi.
I didn't hate Van Hammer, to be honest. I think he had a great look. I think he had some real potential. I think that he just sucked in the ring.
Oh man, Tammy wants to stand up.
Tammy's like, what the fuck
Hey,
with
let's
this
fucking
thing?
wrap up here, yeah.
Can we put a stop to it?
Jeez, oh man.
No, it's hilarious. And actually, we are wrapping it up. That's going to be it, guys. So yeah, thank you for joining us here on WCW Rewritten. Thrilled to have all of you here joining us, Tammy and everybody else who's new.
Rick,
really glad to
you've been
have
throwing
you
some zingers out there. I
I'll
appreciate
tell you
that.
what, Rick has been very entertaining through all this. So let's hope Rick continues to join us because it's some good shit going on.
Dave, always a pleasure.
Yeah, Nesha, of course, we love having you join us, and interacting with you on Twitter has been great. And by the way, the rest of you, we said it on the last podcast, feel free to join us on Twitter, talk to us, we'll talk back. Honestly, if you reach out to us, we will reach out back. We got nothing better to do. No. so we're happy to talk to you about stuff. I'm also happy to hear suggestions. So please, by all means, reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. Marcus, did you plug yourself?
I did. And I also plugged you earlier in the podcast while you were away fucking around with the dog there. Yeah. So yeah, guys, happy to join you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for WCW Rewritten. And we should be back within the week here for 2 Dynamite Dudes. I am going away this weekend, so I might throw a wrench in the works, but we'll figure it out.
We'll make it work some way or another. Even if I have to do a solo show, that's like the very least you can expect. I've done solo shows, but hopefully we can get Marcus here in the mix. Also, Marcus, Colonel Parker, or will we see him at all in WCW Rewritten?
I'm going to say absolutely not.
No? Okay. Well.
Yeah. No place for Colonel Parker, I'm afraid.
Robert Parker. He can go galley up somewhere else.
I'll tell you what, that was some really shitty stuff there for WCW when Colonel Robert Parker was out and about.
What a snake oil salesman he was.
Oh my gosh. I think he's a good dude, but just a shit character.
He's been on MLW, so it's been cool.
Nesha makes a good point here, Dom. I need to use the Nitro Girls as transition pieces more often. Yeah,
and Marcus, I'm fucking telling you this right now. Yeah, I hear very little from Bobby Heenan on here. This is something that I need a little bit more of.
He's always hour 2. It's always assumed that he's there.
And I never hear his name. I don't read his name. He doesn't have zingers. You need to have some Bobby Heenan zingers in here, Marcus.
Oh, for crying out loud! I'm spinning a lot of plates here, Dom. I don't have time to think about fucking announcers while I'm here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I will throw Bobby in there every once in a while, and the Nitro Girls. And I'll tell you what, Dominic, I'm ready to be done. Just like Tammy. Tammy's done. I'm done.
You should say that because we're out of time.
All right, the tape machines are rolling, guys. We'll see you next week right here on WCW Rewritten. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.